Hello, and thank you for joining our WhatsApp Business webinar specialized for the travel industry. My name is Ashley Quirk. I'm a Marketing Operations Manager here at Tintec, and I'm joined by my colleague Manuela Marquez, who is the Growth and Marketing Director at Tintec.
Hi guys, thanks so much for joining. Really glad to be here to talk about WhatsApp and how it can help the travel brands in the next couple of months.
So Tintec's mission is to make it as easy for our customers to chat with brands as it is for their family and friends. So you probably use Tintec without even noticing it. We've been in the messaging industry for over 18 years now. We started in 2002, and we have over 12 patents in the communications industry. We were also awarded a Tier 1 ranking by Rocco's 2019 A2P Messaging Vendor Performance Report. As you can see here on the screen, we've worked with over 1,000 different enterprises. Some of the most notable ones are also listed there. Essentially, we're in the messaging industry. And if you ever forgotten your Facebook password, for example, and you received the 6-digit PIN code, that's usually coming from Tintec, as well as many other messaging competitors on the market. What we're going to be discussing today is the COVID-19 impact on the travel industry, as well as WhatsApp Business and how you can leverage WhatsApp in your travel and tourism business. We'll also go over some main key points on how to begin with WhatsApp.
Right, so I'll just jump in to talk a little bit about the COVID-19 impact in the travel industry, which I'm sure you guys are very familiar with. So basically, in terms of key challenges, what we have seen is, well, the pandemic has impacted severely the travel industry. We have all been, seeing, how contact centers have been overwhelmed. Especially, I mean, I'm not a professional in the travel industry. However, I am a traveler, and I have seen, how much anxiety related to, is my travel going to be canceled? I'm gonna get a refund. You try to call the contact center, and then the call is just dropped due to the amount of inquiries that are coming in. So I think everybody has lived that, either in the professional or in the personal side of their lives, right? And I think that in that case, it really became one of the key challenges is really the overwhelmed contact centers, and the crisis and safety communications really had to kick in, right? So about cancellations, about delays, and so on. So basically, there is also research data that supports this. So about 92% of travel brands in this particular report have said that they have seen an increased interaction volume coming to their customer service. Also, at the same time, 62% reported increased digital interactions. And in one particular case, 50% of customer calls were left unanswered. So really probably at the peak of the pandemic. So that means how can companies pretty much handle all of this disrupted travel communication? So there is this, example from a Spanish airline called Iberia, which is probably very famous and you're probably familiar with. And basically what they did is that they implemented WhatsApp, or they have improved the WhatsApp chatbot in order to handle all of this disrupted travel engagement with their customers. So it really helped them to alleviate contact center and also to provide these time critical notifications that was so important during that time. So what they have seen is about 77% monthly average first contact resolution rate, and also 4 times increase in messaging activity during that pandemic. But I think also very worth mentioning that not only this helped them to, leverage WhatsApp during that time, but that they also have seen a 77 they have seen also a increase in return investment based on this chatbot in comparison to the last quarter of 2019. So it's really something that they help them to handle the crisis, but without having to spend as much money as people usually think it would be, that this will be connected with a huge investment, which is not the case. So basically, here is an example of how Iberia did it. I mean, it's in Spanish, but basically what it is saying there is somebody is is requesting a refund, and then there is a conversation on how this is going to work. And in that case, a chatbot was able to handle quite a lot of these inquiries during the pandemic. So with that said, I think that Iberia also had a very nice quote that I want to kind of show it right now. That is basically saying that during that time, Iberia leaned on the WhatsApp Power digital assistant to solve customer concerns, allow them to easily navigate bookings, health measures, and travel restrictions. WhatsApp helped us adapt to the changing business environment and strengthen our customer support efforts. So it's really something that I think it says it all when it comes to how WhatsApp helps companies to better leverage their customer service. So I'll hand it over to Ashley, who is going then to talk a little bit about WhatsApp and how it can help you further.
Thanks, Manuela. So I'm going to give you all an overview of WhatsApp Business. So WhatsApp Business, as you may know, is the largest communication platform globally with over 2 billion daily active users, 2 billion monthly active users, and 60 billion messages sent a day. These numbers have actually increased significantly now that COVID-19 is present, and you can only imagine having access to this great communications channel where your customers are most frequently using, and it's their favorite place to contact their friends or family. If you as a brand have also this connection to WhatsApp, you can only imagine how you're going to expand your overall sales and brand awareness. There are two different ways that you can connect to WhatsApp Business. The first being the WhatsApp Business app. This is really only reserved for manual use as it's limited to one device, and there's no way to actually automate your messages. So this would be a good solution for if you are a family-owned restaurant or any family-owned business that's relatively small. However, what we're going to be discussing today is the WhatsApp Business API. This is for scalable use. You can set up automation, and you can also implement a chatbot. It's great for integrations. We will also go over some out-of-the-box solutions if you don't have a developer present within your company or at your resources. And we're also going to dive into the many features possible with this channel. The first success story that I would like to share with you is actually from Globe Air. They are a private jet charter within Europe. They've used WhatsApp for availability checking and pricing information to booking and payment processing, as well as post-booking services. This would be as with delays, weather updates, special assistance, and satisfaction feedback. So they even take it one step further by offering customer surveys, just getting more information from their customers after the booking process. This in turn has helped them have 225% faster customer service, conversions for 20%. So just like a business account, you will you or I have a WhatsApp account on WhatsApp. You as a brand will also have a business account on WhatsApp. This is so you can run your customer interactions on the WhatsApp Business API. As you can see here, your brand's name will be written out. You can also have a verified account on WhatsApp, which is this green mark next to the written brand's name. This is reserved for notable companies on the market and can be compared to, for example, on Instagram or Twitter, either celebrities with this blue check mark or any notable company as well. If you are interested in getting an official branded WhatsApp business account, it's only an additional application process, and there are certain statistics that WhatsApp will take into advice when considering if this branded account will really suit your business's needs. You will also have a WhatsApp business profile. This will entail some more information about your company. You can provide maybe a sales contact email in there as well. And what's really nice about Tintech is that we allow you to take any phone number that's associated with your brand, whether it's a landline, mobile, or toll-free number, and you can onboard it to your WhatsApp business account. So you can use any pre-existing number that you guys are already using for your sales or maybe marketing or customer support within your company. There are two different types of communications that are available with the WhatsApp Business API. So the first being business initiated. These will be started with templated messages. These templated messages can be notifications or alerts that are sent out to your entire customer base. These notifications will need to be pre-approved from WhatsApp and are only limited to a certain amount of use cases. This would be with customer service, notifications, or authentication purposes. Then there are user-initiated conversations. User-initiated conversations are started from your customer. They could be inquiring about a product or service, either on your web page, your mobile application, or even a Facebook or Instagram advertisement. Through Facebook and Instagram, this is a feature called Click to Chat. We will be discussing this more in detail further on in the presentation. However, what you see here today is just a simple inquiry to a brand, during which, so for whatever message that your customer is sending to you as a brand, you will have 24 hours to freely respond to this customer. This is called a 24-hour support window. And this starts from whatever message your customer is sending to you. So even though it's called a 24-hour support window, this automatically renews with every message that your customer is sending to you as a brand. So it could technically last for 2 or 3 days, maybe even a week, if the customer keeps engaging with your company. There is also many rich media possibilities that are supported on WhatsApp. These range from documents, images, audio files, videos, interactive buttons, QR codes, and even locations. As you can see on the screen here, there is a button example on the screen. This would be for quick replies, which basically would trigger another message to come when the customer presses that button. There is also the possibility to incorporate a link in these buttons as well, or a CTA that leads them to maybe a web page for a specific product or service that you guys are advertising. Every customer will need to opt in with WhatsApp, irrelevant of their location. This means that a user must first consent to receive messages on WhatsApp. You can opt them in through a third-party channel, your website, an app, an email, an SMS, or an in-person retail location. However, you really need to be specific about this opt-in, so it cannot just be for any messaging channel. It will need to be specifically for WhatsApp. At Tintech, we are fully GDPR compliant. WhatsApp in general is end-to-end encrypted. This means that the message will be encrypted from your business to the end consumer and vice versa. Tintech actually owns all of our storage facilities and servers within Europe, more specifically in Dortmund, Germany. This means that we have complete control over the security and data processing. We actually run routine penetration tests. If you're more interested about our IT security, just please contact us after this webinar, and we are more than happy to send you our IT security reports that go over this in more detail. So thank you. Manuela can take you guys through how you can use WhatsApp in travel and customer service.
Thanks, Ashley. So right now, what I want to talk a little bit about is really WhatsApp in, how does it work in your customer service? So which is really the main use case that, we are exploring today. So basically, there are, I think, 3 major use cases when we think about customer service. Is the customer service itself, so the classic customer service that is the inbound inquiries that you're receiving, right? So a customer has a problem, he's gonna call you, he's gonna send you an email, he's gonna fill in a contact form. So it's really, you know, the classic customer service. Oopsie. Then we have notifications. Notifications is really proactive way to, you know, let your customer know that a problem has arrived, or, you know, there is a disruption in the travel, you know, in the travel purchase, or, you know, a flight delay or cancellation. So it really avoids, again, that the user has to call you or has to go to your ticket office in order to get more information, because the information is there at their fingertips. And concierge, which is really one, you know, one branch of this customer service that has gained traction in the last couple of years. It seems to be very popular in the hospitality industry, but also for airlines that want to target especially VIP and frequent flyers. And basically, it's really about anticipating needs. It's about giving them certain comforts, you know, throughout that travel journey. And then there's really one part of the customer service that is really more focused on, you know, during the experience of traveling. So of course, that all of this together, when we think about benefits. So the first one is really what I think most of people are actually looking at, is reducing contact center calls. So and really avoiding that customers have to wait 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours in order to talk to an agent. But also not only voice calls, right? Because it's also the number of emails that you have to answer, or the number of contact forms that you're also getting in your inbox. So all of this kind of reduces, because you are transferring this to a channel that is a lot more dynamic. At the same time, it also helps you to boost support productivity. That means that today a lot of agents are, you know, being stuck in calls that, of course, when he or she is in one call, that means he cannot give attention to anything else. It's just 100% focused in that call. When you are managing different chats with WhatsApp or even other chat apps, this is different. You can turn your attention to different conversations more or less at the same time. So you gain efficiency there as well. And last but not least, all of this leads to customer engagement and, of course, to conversion of more ancillary sales, which is something that has become really critical in terms of revenue for the travel industry. And all of this together really helps, is not just about customer satisfaction, but also helps bring in the money as well. So basically, when we look into customer service, there are lots of different ways you can do this, and it really depends on, you know, your company. So it's not really a one-size-fits-all approach, in the sense that there might be companies that are just want to use WhatsApp to handle very simple tasks, like, for example, giving COVID-19 information, like you have to use a mask, or you have to, you know, these are the testing centers in the airport, things like this. And there will be companies like Iberia, which I already presented in the beginning, that really have tackled a more complex task with WhatsApp. In that case, handling refunds and cancellations and delays and rescheduling of travels. So each company is different. Sometimes companies want to start small, they want to tackle one use case and then grow from there. And I think that the path of this growth is really connected also with chatbots. With chatbots, which is, I think, something that every customer experience manager or director is really looking into, because it's really something that helps you to scale conversations, right? So that your agents are not consumed by really simple and frequently asked questions. This is something that a chatbot can handle. And research has shown that, you know, more and more people want to actually be in this conversation with chatbots. I mean, especially younger people, that they don't want to call anymore. They don't want to be stuck in a call for 30 minutes or an hour. They really prefer to handle that, you know, those issues right away with the help of a chatbot. What is very important as well is that with WhatsApp, it is required to have an escalation point from chatbot to human agent. This is very important when, you know, you are going from very simple tasks to more complex tasks, or when you notice that, you know, if the customer is angry or frustrated and you just cannot handle an angry customer via chatbot, then you need to have a human touch, a real human touch that, you know, that can handle that situation. So, but all of this, all things considered, with WhatsApp, you can implement chatbots, and this is really something that helps travel companies really perform better. Another thing that I think is very interesting, I already mentioned, is notifications. And I think all of you are probably already, you know, sending SMS notifications with flight alerts or any kind of notifications really that is connected to the travel journey. But I think that even though SMS remains relevant, the thing with SMS is that you send out, let's say, a flight alert, and then usually it's going to be like, okay, your flight is delayed or canceled. Please contact our contact center, or please go to the ticket office, or please check more information on our website. So always transferring the user from one channel to the other. And this is very, you know, this is not very useful from the customer point of view. This ping-ponging is really something that is annoying. It's really something that it just takes longer to solve an issue. And with WhatsApp, the key difference is that you can send out that notification. You can be proactive about it. But because it is an immediate two-way conversation channel, you can already converse with your customer directly in there. You don't have to transfer that customer from, you know, one channel to the other. And this ping-ponging, this lack of ping-ponging is really important. So, and we can see in there by the data that travelers really prefer to use messaging. Nobody wants to call anymore. Nobody wants to be, you know, in a queue that takes half an hour to solve an issue. So it's really something that helps as well. Concierge services, I mentioned before, is really something like that, especially hospitality has really, you know, used that and is really becoming bigger. And it can be really to handle very small things. For example, I want an extra pillow in my room, or, you know, my remote control is broken or something like this. But you don't have then to call the reception, or you don't have to go down to the reception in order to report this. You can pretty much have this conversation with the help desk directly in the channel that everybody likes. So, and data also shows that about 12% of guest messaging revenue, that there is a revenue increase related to using a virtual concierge, especially related to hospitality. So it's really something that makes sense. So if we go here, I think that's something that is not necessarily a, you know, a use case, but it is really a nice functionality when we think about contact center, is IVR deflection. So most of you will use IVR when, you know, when somebody is calling your contact center. So somebody will have to choose the option and press the button. And this is something that, even though it's really the norm in the industry, something that I think that it could connect better with your contact center is to use IVR deflection. And IVR deflection is really a functionality that tells your user right away, look, the current wait time is 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Would you like us to talk to you on WhatsApp? And this really helps to deflect this incoming call. There might be about something really silly, or it might be something really trivial that can be handled via messaging. So I think that everybody knows how people usually hate IVRs, right? So 89% of customers who abandon a company due to a poor IVR service have spent their money elsewhere. So it's really something that helps to kind of re-engage that customer, but without him having to wait a long time in order to talk to an agent. So the next thing I think Ashley already mentioned before is bring your own number. So it's really relevant for companies that want to, you know, add WhatsApp as part of their channels, but without dealing with it separately. So you can pretty much do two ways. You can bring your own number, which can be your hotline number. It can be a mobile phone number, landline, or toll-free number. Or you can also, you know, get a new number. It depends on what you want to do, and you want to keep your WhatsApp chats separate, from your current contact center, voice call based contact center, or do you want to kind of aggregate all of this in one platform in a way? So it's really up to you, but I think that the special thing about Intech is that we do not oblige you to buy a new phone number. You can just bring if you wanted to, and we can enable this with your WhatsApp business account. So I think that basically a few thoughts on why WhatsApp for customer service. So in here I have some data from not just travel companies, but companies, in different industry sectors on really how WhatsApp has helped them with customer service. So for example, BMW has seen twice more customer service queries handled by the number of agents after adding WhatsApp. And with the mobile operator Net1 in Indonesia, they have seen 6.6 times more. So you can really see how this increases the effectiveness of your contact center. At the same time, the German retailer Otto has seen a 15% decrease in average handle time for simple customer requests. Klook, which is actually a travel company, has seen a 63% higher opt-in rate for WhatsApp notifications compared to push notifications from the app. So in here you can see also that companies that are really focused on their own mobile app, they're probably going to see a much larger opt-in rate for WhatsApp because it's already an app that people already have on their phone. They don't have to download in additional application. And last but not least, the same operator in Indonesia has seen 35% savings in monthly operational costs. So it's really something significant that you bring from terms of efficiency, in terms of cost savings, and also in terms of customer happiness and retention. So with that said, what I want to kind of, we talked a lot about WhatsApp in the contact center, in the customer journey, or in the customer service, right? But it's not just where WhatsApp can help you. There are lots of different ways how WhatsApp can help you in the entire travel journey. And if we look into this very basic graph, and when we see like the pre-trip, we are going to see that WhatsApp can help you, for example, provide self-service, right? So somebody is looking for a specific travel opportunities during a time frame, let's say during Easter or during Christmas. And this is really something that if you have a virtual assistant, a travel assistant, you can also help in kind of giving, these travel tips or travel inspiration. You can also run travel ads. If you have travel ads on Facebook and on Instagram, you can connect these ads with WhatsApp via a functionality called Click to Chat, which I will come back in a little bit. Then I think that also before the customer closes that travel purchase, right? So really trying to grab that customer in case he has, left the cart abandoned, like he put something in there, or he has a lot of items that he has liked, and you can pretty much go back to this potential customer, re-engage him. You can also offer booking opportunities for flight, for rail, for bus, for hotel. So you can pretty much run this entire process via WhatsApp as well. You can, of course, send out order confirmations or changes. You can provide pre-trip information, like what kind of attractions this person can see in Las Vegas or in Munich or wherever. You can offer also early check-in. You can say, send a message saying, hey, you can now check in your flight. So little things like that really make a difference. So at the same time, during the trip, something that you can also send out is order changes, cancellations, delays, border passes and itinerary, and back collection information as well, or in case the luggage has been lost. Moving more in the direction still of the trip, that you can also have, especially in this virtual concierge that I presented before, a lot about attractions, a lot about, tips, restaurants that this person can explore. So you can really kind of help that user to make the most of the trip. The automated customer service, especially after the trip, actually through the entire travel journey, really, that you can provide through, to answer questions whenever and wherever the traveler is. And last but not least, also, these refunds, feedback, any kind of information after the trip has happened. And I think that's really something that is very specific to these challenging times that we're living. So really this COVID-19 related information, which really goes through the entire journey as well, so that, you can present information about regulations or, mask usage requirements, or if you have to use gloves as well, or testing facilities, things like this. So it's really something that helps the user also to move during this time with a little bit more of safety as well. So
okay, thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
So Click to Chat is a feature that we briefly touched on earlier. Basically, you can implement any Facebook or Instagram advertisement. And basically, once the user sees that advertisement, they can click on it and immediately be redirected to their WhatsApp account or to interact with your brand. Also, you can share curated content and offers on your website. This adds an easy and non-intrusive way to start WhatsApp conversations with starter buttons. This lets customers get information about a product or service you guys are advertising at their own pace. Manuela, you can talk about this. There's a siren.
Oh, okay. Well, basically here is this just a, to kind of conclude that. So a lot of travel brands, when they talk to us like, oh, it's not the right time, we don't have the budget, or, we just don't have enough people, or it's not really the priority right now. And I think this is really the quote that I think is very interesting, because it pretty much says, travel brands should use this slowdown to streamline operations, diversify their business by reevaluating customer service, demonstrating empathy, earning consumer trust, and improving venturing products for when demand does come back. So I think that what we have all learned during this time is that digitization is not a project that can be postponed any longer. It's really a priority project that travel brands should really consider. And yes, it's tough times, but at the same time, it's really, maybe strategically speaking, a good time to consider it and start putting something together that avoids the problems that we faced in February, March, April this year. So so in case this is something that really resonates with you, it's something where we can help you getting started. And this is where Ashley right now can help give you a little bit more of insight on how we can do this for you.
Thanks, Manuela. So how can you guys get started with WhatsApp? We offer 3 flexible ways to start. So there is the pure API integration, where you're integrating into your pre-existing systems that you're using within your company. You will definitely need developer support for this. So if you really want to do a direct integration, if you don't have a developer, I would definitely recommend hiring an external developer for this. Or if you are already using a system which would not feature a native integration, you can always use a messaging connector such as Zapier to help you bridge those 2 systems with our API. Or we also have out-of-the-box support inboxes for you guys to also choose from. This is pre-built solutions that don't have a developer on site, or maybe if you just don't want to integrate into your systems right now at the moment. Maybe you want to test out WhatsApp as a communications channel, and you don't really want to add in another plugin to your pre-existing systems that you guys are already using within your company. For pre-built integrations, we offer a variety of these on our website. Some of the most notable ones are listed here on the screen, such as Shopify, Magento, Zoho, Salesforce, Slack, Microsoft Dynamics, and HubSpot. At Tyntec, we are purely an API provider. This means that we're giving you WhatsApp Business as a communication channel to address your customers. Through Tyntec, you can set up your whole WhatsApp Business account, your templated messages, and any account support. However, if you do want to include some chatbot automation within your messaging flows, we do work with many talented partners on the market. Once we know your conversation flows, for example, how many you want to have for which specific products, whether they're more concerned about FAQs, or if you want to implement some AI so that your chatbots can actually recommend answers for your support agents in the future. Once we account for all of these needs within your company, we can provide you with one of our partner contacts to create a tailored chatbot for your company's specific needs. Here are the most notable ways that our customers are starting with WhatsApp Business connectivity. So first, they're using the pure WhatsApp API integration. This starts from 89 euros per month with our smallest plan, and depending on how many numbers you want to incorporate, or depending on your communications that you are planning to have, this could increase depending on which plan would suit your company the most. I do, again, want to specify that you would definitely need to have a developer resources for pure API integration. Next, we have our support inbox. This would be the out-of-box solution if you don't want to add another plugin to a pre-existing system, or if you do not have any developer resources available within your company. This would be 439 euros per month. This would include a support inbox, a designated amount of agents from your company, so you can have your agent profiles also available on the support inbox. You will have an unlimited amount of templated messages that you could submit, and the monthly API service is included within this 439 euros. Also, we do provide chatbot solutions as well. This would entail the monthly fee in this 499 euros, and it would also give you a designated amount of conversation flows for your chatbot to start or begin with. I believe for this amount, the conversation flow number would be 7 conversation flows, and you can implement these depending on your use cases. So if you want your chatbot to give your customers information about a product or service you guys are offering, or maybe you just want the chatbot to answer FAQs about this product or service. We also offer a WhatsApp premium trial. This is great because there's no long-term commitment. Usually with some of our other plans, to get started, you do have a commitment period of 6 months or more. However, with the WhatsApp premium trial, there is only a 2-month commitment period. You have a designated amount of messages included. You have priority onboarding. So we actually will give you health check-ins just to make sure that you guys are using this communications tool to its full potential. And you will also have a chat management platform. I'd like to point out that this is a paid trial. We are, it's a premium trial, so this is why you have all these bundles included, and you can get started with it right away, so immediately. So what makes Tyntec stand out in the market? We have top innovation and engineering. Our APIs are scalable and easy to implement for your developers. We are flexible and we are platform agnostic. So we make pre-built integrations, we document them on our website. After this webinar, you will receive a follow-up link where you can see all of these pre-built integrations listed, as well as some messaging connectors such as Zapier and the documentation behind these so you can begin with implementation. We also have security and data protection implemented, and we are completely GDPR compliant. This is because we have complete control over our storage facilities within the EU, more specifically in Dortmund, Germany. So if you do need some more information from our IT department about our routine penetration tests, just please send us an email after the webinar, and we're more than happy to supply you with some more documentation pertaining to that.
And I think that to conclude our presentation is this really nice quote from our customer GlobeAir. So GlobeAir is a jet charter company, and basically in there they pretty much say, Tintech's developers helped us a lot in integrating. We had a very short time to market. It took only 2 weeks, and it was an outstanding support from the beginning to the end of the integration. We are very happy that we chose Tintech as an implementation provider. So as Ashley mentioned, we provide the technical tools, right? And we do very strong in our API design and providing all of these different, options like platform and chatbots. So every modular element you need in order to be successful. But very important, besides the technical aspect, is also the service is really guiding you through this process. And this is something also that Tintech is very strong at. So it's a nice conclusion to our presentation. Thank you very much for attending. We hope it was helpful. And in case you have any questions, please let us know. Ashley.
Yes, feel free. Our emails are listed below on the screen. Again, my name's Ashley Quirk. It was a pleasure for your time today and discussing WhatsApp for the travel industry. To get started, all you need is to request access from Tintech. We will be sending you a follow-up email with all of these steps needed. Essentially, to request access, all you need is your work email, your company name, and your desired go live date. And then you can start your onboarding process. So thank you, everyone, and I wish you a pleasant day.
Thank you.